All right, welcome back to JT Collects. We've just picked up 3 more Cub Cadet mowers. We're here at the McDonald's. So that's where you got to go after you get 3 more Cub Cadet mowers that I didn't need. Got a 102, a 126, and a 108. So, yeah. Well, all right, we're back out here with the Cub Cadets. I guess we've got them back at the house here unloaded in a little cover. A little light rain coming down, that never hurt nobody. I guess I'll kind of show you what we got going on here. All right, so the first one I'm going to try and piddle on a little bit is the 126. It's, they're all rough, okay, but it's the most complete. Everything's there, the wiring's rough. But, this is the one, motor's spinning good. Not a lot of compression, but the clutch is activating and the brakes working. Steering wheel's turned. I had to rig, the roll pin was broke here, so I've rigged our steering back together with the bolt. So, like I said, it's probably the most complete, nothing on it. And we've got the 108. The clutch on it is stuck. It just moves that whole mechanism instead of working the clutch. So that'll need some work to it. But other than that, it's together. It's got the deck on it for mowing. This is different than the deck on my 102 I've already got. It doesn't have the wheels, it's got the roll, so I don't know if this is a different length or not. They're all gonna need some tires. Well, these are holding air except for that side one there. And we got the 102, which it's the roughest. The engine isn't even mounted in. Okay, there's no clutch assembly or drive shaft or, well, not a drive shaft, but the linkage rods and everything. But it does have, which I beat this in to get it free and it didn't come back up, but it still works, the rear spring assist lift for putting different attachments and whatnot on there. So that's pretty neat. It's got the seat. And it's a good old 102, it's pretty much there except for some assembly required. But like I said, we're going to go ahead and try and get this carb off this 126. Check it out and put some power to it maybe and see what it does. So the way this thing's angled in here, it's not very good for getting a video of what I'm doing to get this carb off. If you go back to the first video I made about a Cub Cadet, the Cub Cadet 102, will it start or will it run, something like that. I go a deep dive into how to remove the carb, but in this video I'm going to show opening up the carb. So if somebody's converted this one to a rubber fuel line, I don't know if this is a stock carb or not. I don't believe it is, but I guess there's no fuel in the tank, I don't think. The tank's actually pretty decent on this one, so we'll pop this fuel line off. All right, so I went ahead and just took the carb off. This fuel line was wanting to hold on. She's been on there a minute or two. It's got some cobwebs in the intake there, so that's good. That's, shows that it's a good running motor. We ran recently, right? Not quite. But overall, there's not a lot of rust down there in the intake on the block. That fuel line's good. Somebody, I don't know if you can kind of see it, done a fuel bowl delete and just ran a shut-off valve to a rubber line, which I guess works. These are very long bolts that tie the carb into the block, and they give you a lot of room in there to work on them or get them out, so that's good. But like I said, if you need to see how to do this or to get the carb off, it's it's a pretty self-explanatory process, but it's in that first Cub Cadet video. I guess let's take this in and tear it apart and see if it's gunky or not. All right, so we got the carb in here. Shake it around. The float is mobile, so that's good. The bottle's working good. Choke's working good. So I guess we'll go ahead and pop the bowl off here and see how much gunk's in the bottom of it. Hopefully none, but you never know. The fella I got these from was kind of getting older and getting out of working on them, and said they've been sitting not bad. He bought them, I think he said 8 or 11 years ago. A little bit of nastiness, needs a new seal. And he just didn't piddle with these. Ooh, a lot of nastiness. I mean, overall, not a lot of gunk from having no gas sitting in them or anything, but just some dry contaminant and whatnot. Seal's definitely bad out of it. Now, I know you can't see up in there too well, but the needle sometimes follows and sometimes it stays up in there. You know, give it a good tap, it will stay, and you can smack it out. So I mean, surely with gas is bringing it up, you know, slowly it stays. So maybe we'll get lucky here and that needle will actuate for us. All right, so we're just gonna give her a quick. Maybe not. Appears there's something in there, but appears none is coming out. I got some to spray out, turn it upside down. So I'm gonna give it a good little wipe out here. Get all this gunk out. All right, so as you saw there, I'm out of carb cleaner. So we're gonna go ahead and check the points on here and pull the spark plug, see what the condition of it is. I've got just a little piece of sandpaper to go ahead and get these points cleaned up a little bit, even if they do look pretty clean. So we'll go ahead and take a look at them. Just pull this cover right here in front of your dipstick. So on this cover, it doesn't come all the way off. It's got a wire ran through it, actually, unlike the 102 down there. They actually look pretty dadgum clean. But I'm gonna go ahead and run. It's just 600 grit sandpaper used, so it's probably about 1200 grit, if that. Must be like a sheet of paper. We're gonna go ahead and set it in there and shut them, and just work it back and forth right quick. Just a little bit of that white corrosion, but really nothing terrible. All right, so we've got this points cover. You can't see it because of the exhaust, I just realized. But it's a little yellow cover. This thing does have oil in it. It's about as black as the night, but not watery. I mean, it's still got a little brown to it, but a wee bit over full. But at least it's not watery and milky and brown. So I guess we'll pull the spark plug and see what it's looking like. All right, for your spark plug, it's gonna be a 13/16. Get this dude out, see what it looks like. Slightly some oil, slightly some dirt, slightly dirty, a wee bit. All right, so I got that plug back in. I cleaned up a little bit, got some of the junk off of it. I believe I'm gonna try and pull this thing in the garage, because as you can tell, it's a little warm out here. That little rain, it's fairly humid. So I guess collect all our stuff and try and pull it in the garage. Oh. Turns over. Alright, so as you can see, we've got it into the garage and it does turn over. So we got the that got a new coil wire. So we're going to put the spark tester on it and see if it has spark. So I guess y'all can see that on the camera, but the tester was working correctly. They're showing it work. Alright, so we pulled the gas tank off of it and ran a little bit of a two-stroke through it. My assistant has brought me some new carb cleaner. We're going to finish up cleaning this out a little bit. Just got the carburetor cleaned out, sprayed the bowl out good enough, and sprayed down the jets. Just gonna throw it back on. Got the choke and throttle working. PV blaster from WD-40, so the carb on, see what happens. All right, we got everything back reassembled. Gas tank on with the fuel line. Nothing's leaking yet. Yeah, the smoke come out of there when they supposed to. running. Well, it runs and revs. All right, so we're back. It's been, I guess, a couple of days since the last clip there. You saw it go back and forth. So we're going to plan on taking it out and run it through all the gears and see how, make sure, transmission is good, run through all the gears. We've got some a little bit bigger upgraded tires on this thing now. There's some 23 10 12s. I found that in the shed. It had those 23 8.5 12s. And it's sitting pretty high, sitting pretty aggressive, Not a lot of room for suspension there, but I mean, if you ain't rubbing, you ain't right, something like that. So, yeah, I guess got this custom seat put on here. So we're gonna take it out and see if it'll run through some gears. And to show you the condition of the old wheels, we've got about 25 cents worth of scrap metal down in here from the wheel rusting out, so that's good. And then this one's just, I don't know what all this crap in here is, but it had quite a bit of fluid in it, probably water from sitting kind of off the bead, but they were due, I believe. All right, I guess we'll see if we can't get this thing fired back up. Give it a little bit of choke. Half throttle. She wants to. Throttle didn't want to stay up. It'll at least throttle up. Well, all right, I guess this is where we're going to end out this video here. We've got them, 3 of them back, 1 of them running. One of them kind of have hopes for getting it running, the other one, not so much. But so make sure to stay tuned, subscribe, like, hit the notifications bell so you get notified whenever I post another video. I'm going to try and get started on that 108 some point eventually, maybe. But yeah, we got the 126 going. She's running strong, runs and drives. Runs all the gears. She needs some, she ain't pretty. She needs a little bit of work to her, but it's a running, driving machine. And we've got 2 more to put on, 1 more. Probably we'll get around to fairly quickly, the other one, probably not. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. It's been another episode of JT Collects. Like I said, make sure to subscribe and hit the notifications bell to be notified about the next video. If you like this one, give a big like, leave a comment about what you saw, and thanks for watching.